Good morning, fellow Americans. I'm your host, Rex Breeds.
And I'm Harley Cobb.
Breaking news for today, the significant topic of adolescence.
Adolescence typically describes the years between ages 13 and 19 and signifies a transition between childhood and adulthood.
Wow, this is great stuff, Harley. I've heard that this time can bring up issues of independence and self-identity.
Yes, this is true. Peer groups, romantic interests, and appearance tend to naturally increase in importance for some time during a teen's journey towards adulthood.
Childhood adolescence is divided into two main psychological areas.
The first is the actual process of psychological development that the child goes through.
The second is the analysis and treatment of the various problems that a child may face throughout their development.
We can see both of these areas occur in the real world.
Now we go live to William Dark Knight for the issues involving physical development.
Thanks, Rex. I'm here with Spencer Hickey and Kate Clifford, and we're going to talk about some very interesting stuff here. So I'd like to ask Spencer first, what is your view on puberty, and what is that?
So basically, puberty is the period of sexual maturation in which the person becomes capable of reproducing. And so it can change the moods of the person and affect the personal physical development. And so
Interesting stuff. That's good. So Kate, what are the primary sex characteristics? So what do they entail?
So the primary sex characteristics are just kind of like the external genitalia and the ovaries, and just kind of like the sexual. It's what makes the sexual reproduction possible.
Great stuff. So what are the secondary sex characteristics?
So the secondary sex characteristics for women would be growing breasts and hips. Also for men it would be the growing of facial hair and your voice getting deep.
So I see you have some facial hair right here.
Just a little bit.
I like that. That's good
It's
stuff.
early stages of the characteristics. So
I like that. That's good. So Kate, what is menarche?
Menarche is the girl's first menstruational period, and so that's when the lining of her uterus sheds and she bleeds, and it happens monthly.
Interesting stuff. So as adolescents get older, they tend to take more risks. What are some risks that you take, Kate?
So I drive a little fast sometimes, but I really think kind of just being a little reckless on the roads gives it a little extra, makes it more interesting, and I get somewhere faster, so that's always better.
What about
and I
you?
use less gas.
What about you, Spencer? What are some risks that you take in your life?
well, as I get older, I like to when I'm on the roads, light up a marijuana cigarette. Also drink alcoholic beverages on the road, and just other dangerous things that could
Are you sure that's worth the risk, Spencer?
sometimes just to take the edge off.
Some people promote these increased amount of risks to the fact that a child or an adolescent's brain is not fully developed to the age of 25. So we cannot necessarily, we can only blame their guiltiness on their adolescence. So I would like to say thank you, Mr. Spencer, thank you, Mrs. Kate, and back to Mina.
Thanks, and now we're here with one of the most average students at Myers Park. Cognitive development is a field of study in neuroscience and psychology, focusing on a child's development in terms of information processing, conceptual and perceptual skill, and language learning. During early teen years, reasoning is self-focused. Brighton, do you find yourself self-focused?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Brighton, there's something called formal reasoning and moral reasoning. It's basically as you develop, you're more capable of abstract reasoning and discerning right from wrong. Do you think you have good moral reasoning?
Oh, yeah. I'm like really in touch with people and like my family and people around me, so I think I'm pretty moral.
All right, let's put it to the test, Brighton. I'm going to ask you 3 moral situations and you're going to respond. Would you jump in front of a bus to save 4 preschoolers from getting hit?
No.
Okay. Well, would you lose your eyesight for a week to give a blind person eyesight for a week?
I'd say that's a hard no again.
All right, I think that's all the moral questioning we need to do today. Okay, so there are three concepts of moral thinking. Pre-conventional morality. Before 9, most children's morality is self-centered. Conventional morality. Morality uses caring for others, social laws. And post-conventional morality is abstract reasoning and ethics, the most mature form. Which do you believe you are, Brighton?
Well, I'm really culturally aware, and I think I'm pretty moral also, so I'd say post-conventional.
All right. Okay, Brighton, have you ever done community and service before?
Well, one time this really ugly girl asked me to say these, and I didn't want to say yes, but I did, so I think that was a pretty big favor.
That is so rude. Can you name one cultural thing about China, Brighton?
They eat dogs.
That is so, okay. That's so wrong. Let's get this over
But
with.
it's not.
Do you know what individualism is?
That's like when you find this song on SoundCloud with less than 5 downloads, right?
Literally not at all, but that's okay. Individualism is giving priority to one's own goals rather than group goals. Now, would you like to participate in a psychological experiment, Brighton?
Sure, why not?
Delayed gratification, the ability to resist immediate temptation for immediate reward and wait for a later and better reward. You'll be sitting in this room for 10 minutes. You can choose to have this packet now or to get 2 packets once the 10 minutes is up. I'm going to leave you alone for that time being. When I come back, if this packet is eaten, you don't get these 2. But if it's not, then you get all 3.
So, Gavin, who do you identify yourself with?
You know, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm kind of a jock, you know? Like, I play lacrosse, if you couldn't tell. You know, on the lacrosse field, we have a saying, look good, play good, you know? Like, we have lots of tilt on the field. My spoon right here, I scored 2 goals in practice one time, so that's my favorite spoon, of course. I'm quite the jock, pretty athletic, you know, dude? Yo, look at that nerd, dude.
Hey, Gavin.
When people's identity change like this, it is called social identity, which is the we aspect of our self-concept. So the question, who am I? This can change depending on who you are around.
This is my girlfriend. We're pretty intimate, lots of PDA in the quad.
Maybe Liv isn't in touch with her identity yet. Lastly, how do you feel about your parents?
Honestly, they're the worst. Very controlling. I can't do anything without a text where I'm at. And they're so controlling, they don't let me do anything. I can't drink and drive. I can't get drool and drive. Can't do anything.
Aww. As we get older, we tend to pull away from our parents and think that we are always more right than them. This is due to cognitive development. Thank you.
Back to you, Rex.
That's my part.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Thanks, Maggie. We're concluding this episode about adolescence with emerging adulthood.
Emerging adulthood. What a great time. I remember it like it was yesterday. Don't you, Rex?
As a matter of fact, I do. Emerging adulthood is the theoretical phase of life between adolescence and full-fledged adulthood. The typical age of emerging adulthood is between 18 and 30.
It can be divided up into 2 main groups.
The first is the age of identity exploration. This is when young people are deciding who they are and what they want out of work, school, and love.
The second is the age of instability, the post-high school years that are marked by repeated residence changes as adolescents either go to college, live with friends, or even a romantic partner. Frequent moves end as families and careers are established in their 30s.
Emerging adulthood varies depending on the culture and location of where you are in the world. In Western societies, even after an adult moves out from their parents' house, they are becoming increasingly dependent.
However, in some Eastern societies, the transition to adulthood can be abrupt.
Great stuff, team. Join us next week for the hot topic of the paper towel dilemma in the LA bathrooms. I'm Rex Breeds.
And I'm Harley Cobb. Have a blessed day and keep it classy, Myers Park.